Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Dani Blye. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. For those new to UU churches, a UU minister typically leads about 2/3 of the services each year. On the other Sundays, like today, a guest or congregant leads services. Today's worship leader is a congregant, Sandra Moss, and I'm the worship associate.
Good morning. Welcome, both in the sanctuary and online, to the Sunday service of the Unitarian Universalist Church of St. Petersburg on the unceded lands of the Tocobaga and Seminole Native Americans. My name is Sandra Moss, and my pronouns are she and her. I'm excited to bring you today's worship service, Embracing Differences, with today's worship associate, Dani Blye.
Thanks, Sandra. If you want a church where all beings are worthy of unconditional love, where differences are seen as divine, a place where you are not only safe, but welcomed and uplifted, I have good news. You may have found your church home. We believe that our differences are what make our community stronger and more beautiful, and we celebrate the unique energy brought by all ages and all neurotypes. So come as you are. Fidget toys and coloring books are available for your use in the back.
We have an announcement today. Sabina invites you to come and join the Building and Ground Volunteers' success in hiring a cleaning service, Joy of Cleaning. Yes. They will do the midweek cleaning, and a landscaper who did a deep clean on our Arlington Avenue side and will return for more in the autumn. And today they are hosting a celebratory ice cream social in Gilmore during coffee hour, where you can vote on your favorite ice cream.
You can read the rest of your announcements in the order of service, in our weekly newsletter, and on the TV in Gilmore during coffee hour.
As Unitarian Universalists, we're a people of diverse beliefs, but we share a common faith that every being is worthy of love, and what we do in this world matters, that we are connected to one another and to the earth. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your journey, you are welcome here. And allow me to give a special welcome to any newcomers. If you're new to UU St. Pete, or even relatively new, can you give us a wave? So if you'd like, please briefly introduce yourself. No pressure here, but Dani's going to bring the microphone, and you're not obligated, but people on YouTube would like to hear you as well. So, yeah.
Hi, everybody. My name is Johanna. Hi, everybody. My name is Johanna. I don't use microphones a lot, but I'm excited to be here, so thank you for the warm welcome.
Anybody else brave enough? We have one right here.
Hi, I'm an old-timer, and you might remember my son, Kevin. He worked in hospitality for many years. Wombold is the last name. And I'd like you to request that you say a healing prayer for Kevin. He has lost his eyesight, and he is totally blind. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for sharing. And thanks for silencing your cell phones. Regarding masks, we encourage you to wear one as you are comfortable. And now is the time to turn and greet our neighbors. Say hello to someone new today, and please remember to get consent if you're going to hug or shake hands. There we go. I know this is hard, but it's time to come back. Clap if you hear me. Clap if you hear me. If we can please be seated. Now we'll sing our children to classes.
Peace. Go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Thank you. Now rise as you are willing and able for our first hymn, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In, number 361 in the gray hymnal. Here we go.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Open, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Rejoice and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Please remain standing for the chalice lighting. And the flaming chalice is a reminder that we choose to focus here together for this time today, and that we believe such time is sacred. When Cynthia lights our chalice, I invite you to say our covenant out loud. The words can be found within your programs and online. Feel free to follow along with the two hand movements, hand to heart, then hands reaching out like you're serving. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
We come to the time in our worship service for joys, sorrows, and concerns. Those of you on YouTube Live are not in this room, but your presence is still felt. Please type your joys and sorrows into the text chat. If you have a joy, sorrow, or concern to submit during the week, please write to Reverend Ben at minister@uustpete.org.
Thank you.
Yes.
Right now, Azariah will place a stone in the water for each one that was submitted this week. And if you have additional cards that you've filled out to bring up, please do so at this time, or ask a neighbor to bring yours up for you.
I have oh, yes, absolutely. It's a big one. Oh, it's a big one. 50 years of marriage for Anne. That's a stone of joy. Thank you. I have a stone for Azariah, a stone of joy. Oh, we got a new apartment. Yes.
I have a joyous stone from Christine Barker. She's leaving for 2 months to Halifax, Nova Scotia next weekend. The sorrow is that she will miss all of you and the Sunday service. See you in October.
I have a stone of joy for Linda Paul. Pete and I celebrated our 37th wedding anniversary on June 25th while in Costa Rica.
I have a joy. I started a new job on Tuesday of last week, and I'm loving it.
And I'd like to add a stone of concern for Kevin. We'll keep him in our hearts. And we'll place the final stone for those joys and concerns that remain in our hearts, perhaps too tender to be spoken out loud. It's time for our responsive reading. The words can be found in your order of service. May our hearts not become calloused by the never-ending incidences of oppression and hatred that so many face each day. Rather, may we keep our hearts open to the positive efforts of so many people causing good trouble in the world.
May we have the strength to demand and gain the right for all people to have a safe place to sleep, health care to keep them strong, and the knowledge that their lives matter.
It's taking longer than it should, but we will get there if we continue to strive for basic human rights.
May all of us find a comforting and compassionate presence in the warmth of fellowship and community. The mystery is that we are connected even when we feel apart. Let us rejoice in our beloved community that makes of the many one. So may it be. Let's take a minute of silence together.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
The life where nothing was ever unexpected or inconvenient or unusual. The life without color, pain, or past. Lois Lowry held a particular interest in dystopian worlds, as shown in her classic novel, The Giver. Within its pages, she paints a scene of tragedy wrapped in good intentions. To rid the world of discomfort was the essential goal of what characters refer to as sameness. Our focus today is on embracing diversity, something that is at the very core of our values as Unitarian Universalists, unwritten, but right there in the center with love. Indeed, one might argue that it is love. Well, what better way to love than to celebrate and hold space for that which is beyond our individual selves? Lowry's grayscale world was born from an attempt at making the masses comfortable by diluting and depressing and eliminating and forgetting. But what comfort can be found in a place where no one belongs? So let's, all of us, make a point of challenging ourselves. Let's be kind and encouraging. Practice living authentically, and by doing so, invite others to do the same. Let's listen with openness and care, especially when it feels maybe a little silly or a little tough. This is the work, and it's harder than it sounds. But I believe that each one of us is brave enough to confront our egos and hidden biases to, as our dear Reverend Ben might say, arrive with curiosity. Let's work to make sure that sameness remains a thing of fiction.
This responsive reading is adapted from Religious Institute, a multi-faith organization dedicated to advocating for sexual, gender, and reproductive health, education, and justice in faith communities and society.
We are grateful for the gift of our lives and the gift of other people in our lives. Each of us is created with dignity and worth.
We are called to love one another and to do nothing to others that we would find hateful to ourselves. We honor the many ways that people live and love.
True justice flourishes when all people can live and flourish. Love does not exclude. We are all worthy.
May we work to build a world where all people are celebrated and loved. We celebrate diversity as a blessing that enriches us all. And now we'll hear from our choir.
Hey everybody, they just made me mention that I wrote this song, so thanks so much for listening in. And if it gets catchy enough, sing along.
Thank you to the choir, and thank you, Todd, for a beautiful song. So good morning. Before I get to the topic this morning, I'd like to let y'all know that what I'm sharing this morning is just my point of view and my, albeit limited, understanding of what it means to embrace differences. So I'm sharing this with you not to convince you of anything, but rather I hope you'll honor your different responses to what I have to say. Some may feel that my reflection resonates with them and they have felt similarly. Others may find their minds wandering to thoughts of what to have for dinner tonight and start mentally making a shopping list. And still others may feel as though my point of view is foreign to them, and they may find it hard to relate. But I hope that my reflection will, on some level, give you food for thought, challenge you to consider another point of view, or simply know that we all share a certain amount of imperfection and humanity, and therefore we can connect to one another. For me, a big reason I come to church is to connect with people and to remember to look for and find the inherent beauty in each person that reaffirms my worth and dignity. And as I recall, equity is a UU value, and equity speaks to the inherent worth and dignity of every person, and ensuring access to opportunities for all to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. And with that in mind, I turn to our topic, embracing differences. So what differences am I speaking of? There are so many. We start with what is readily apparent, the differences in outward appearances, male, female, non-binary, different shades of skin, ages, ways of dressing. And then there are differences that are not so readily apparent, our histories, cultures, ways of thinking, neurodivergence, mental health, levels of intelligence, and our individual experiences on this earth. And acknowledging all these differences between us, we can sometimes feel fearful because it can make us wonder how others can accept and understand us if they're so different from us. And we can fall into the fear of being judged by others. And when we operate from a place of fear, we can't be ourselves. And when it doesn't feel safe to be ourselves, we cannot connect with one another on a meaningful level. And if I can't be myself, then what mask am I wearing in order to help myself feel safe and push away the fear? And for me, I have found that when I'm reacting or feeling negatively towards someone, I am very aware of the differences between me and them. And it helps to stop and have a curiosity about that feeling. I ask myself, what assumptions am I making about this other person when I'm so aware of our differences? It's natural to fear the unknown. And when I'm looking at what is different from me, I'm looking at the unknown. Making assumptions is kind of a shorthand we use to gain an understanding and to try to navigate the unknown in a way that makes it less frightening and more manageable. But you know what they say about making assumptions. So what if, instead of making those assumptions, I choose to be curious and ask questions to gain understanding? And what would that look like? For me, a difference between myself and others that I find keeps popping up in my life is that of neurodivergence. And when I say neurodivergent, I'm talking about disorders such as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and autism, which is also known as being on the spectrum. My daughter has ADHD and she's on the spectrum. Her way of thinking and viewing life is very different from mine. And for years, I didn't recognize this difference as ADHD and autism, but instead saw it as something I had to fight against and change in her. I saw ways of doing things as either right or wrong. My daughter, Katie, and I spent our Saturday mornings cleaning the house when she was growing up. And what started out with music and dancing and singing and working together quickly turned into my trying very hard to teach her how to do the right way of cleaning. And of course, feeling very frustrated that she kept doing it wrong. I didn't understand her way of viewing or thinking about a task, and it was very different from mine, but still valid. My teaching her the right way to clean the kitchen turned into a lot of frustration, resentment, and anxiety for her. And as she has reminded me, I thought and actually said to her, "It's only common sense, Katie." But the way I was approaching our differences was not helpful to her or me. It was driving a wedge between us and causing both of us to feel bad about ourselves. She internalized my negative messages to mean that there was something wrong with her. And I felt like I was failing because it was evident I wasn't doing a good job teaching her since she wasn't changing how she was doing it. So how can I embrace this difference? Well, what ultimately happened is Katie asked me to divide the chores between us and allow her to do hers on her own without my oversight, and for me to actually leave the house while she was doing her chores. I agreed to this, and what I found upon my return was the chores completed to a standard that was perfectly acceptable and oftentimes higher than what I had even expected. And she taught me that there are many ways to look at things and to complete a chore. I thought my way was the right way because I viewed it as efficient, and I judged it to make sense, and therefore the only way to do it. Left on her own to do things in her own way without my critical eye and voice, Katie was able to get the same results I did, and free to do it in a way that made sense to her. Because I wasn't watching her process, and I didn't see her start with the floor and jump from one end of the kitchen to the other in a seemingly haphazard fashion, she was able to work without judgment and to gain a sense of mastery for herself. I praised her for a job well done and thanked her for the lessons she taught me. It's true, our children teach us more than we do them. And today I notice the majority of my friends and people that I spend time with are neurodivergent. And this is a difference that I have found embracing and accepting has allowed me to view life in a very different way. And it's actually brought me a lot of joy and acceptance. My methodical, efficient way of viewing tasks and problems can also be seen as rigid and unforgiving. My beautiful neurodivergent friends and colleagues approach things so differently. I see it as freer and less rigid. My neurodivergent friends and relatives have been judged for most of their lives, and they took on the burden of seeing themselves as less than. I see their pain and struggle to fit into a system that does not welcome them. I do not want to be part of that system that judges them and contributes to them seeing themselves as less than. By embracing the differences, I am not only giving them the message that they are acceptable, worthy, and beautiful, but I am enriching my life with that connection. My neurodivergent friends and relatives have a beautiful and unique way of viewing the world. When they share their thought process with me, I find it absolutely amazing. Because their brains work differently from the so-called norm, they have to constantly find workarounds and other ways to get things done. Their ability to see things differently than I do has opened up my mind and my world to infinite possibilities. And it's brought humor into my life. My daughter is always sending me TikToks of how she's experiencing life. And while my mind doesn't work that way, getting a glimpse into what her mind is doing can be quite humorous. I remember her telling me that neurodivergent people would never know if there was a ghost in the house. Because if they walked into the dining room and all the chairs were suddenly on top of the table, they would think, oh, I guess I was gonna mop in here. Or they walk into the kitchen and the cabinets are all open and they say, well, I wonder what I was looking for. They accept that they don't remember what they did 5 minutes ago, and they just move on from there. Neurodivergent people are incredibly adaptive because they see things differently, and so they find other ways to solve problems that I often would have never thought of. They have also enriched my life by teaching me patience. I now understand if I try to hurry my daughter, I'm causing her anxiety, and I'm actually slowing her down, thereby frustrating both of us. But if I'm patient and plan ahead for extra time and work with her rather than trying to fit her into my way and my timetable, we're both more relaxed and we can enjoy the moment. I also feel a lot of gratitude when considering the differences between us. As I was relaxing on the couch one day, my daughter said to me, "What are you thinking right now?" And I said, "Nothing really." She said, no, I mean, what's going on in the background? And I said, background, what are you talking about? And my mind is a blank right now, I'm not thinking of anything. And that led to a conversation where she shared with me that her mind never stops, never slows down. And there are always 20 tabs open going at the same time, with music playing, videos going, lists being made, planning, worrying, practicing what to say. Wow. That filled me with gratitude for something I had taken for granted. The ability to slow down, shift my mind into neutral, and clear the space and take time out without having to deal with all the noise that she has constantly. So if I embrace differences between myself and others, I actually gain something. I allow myself to connect with someone, and that always enriches my life. I'm able to see things from a different point of view, thereby gaining knowledge and perspective that I wouldn't otherwise have. And it helps me to stop seeing things as right and wrong, black and white, or binary at all. Embracing differences steps outside of the binary and can be seen as bringing color, vibrancy, and connection to my life. Embracing differences also helps to dispel stereotypes, gain understanding, and drive out fear. Fear can make us act in ways that are not helpful and divide us. If I don't fear the differences between myself and others and have a curiosity instead, I can act in ways that connect me to others, help me gain understanding, and contribute to life rather than detract from it. So when you look at me, you may see someone very different from you. I'm brown, I'm female, I'm overweight, and I'm getting old. I may have different experiences from you. I grew up poor, discriminated against, and abused. Can you have a curiosity and choose to embrace those differences? If you choose to be curious, you may find that I have some funny stories about aging, growing up in a trailer park, and other awkward things that I experienced. We may be able to share a laugh and then find that although our differences may be great, our feelings are the same. We all share the same feelings of love, hurt, pride, joy, anger, happiness, sadness, and fear. I invite you to embrace the differences to enrich your lives and allow us to share in our humanity that unites us. Thank you.
We eat fruit from trees planted long before we were born. May we plant seeds that bear fruit long after we're gone. In the sanctuary, the offering will now be given and received.
That which is given in love is received with great joy. Thank you. Now please rise as you are willing and able for our closing hymn, Break Not the Circle, number 323 in the gray hymnal.
circle of enabling, where people grow forgiven and forgiving. Break not that circle, make it wider still, till it includes embraces ever living. Come wonder at this love that comes to life, where words of freedom are with humor spoken, and people keep no score of wrong and guilt, but will that human bonds remain unbroken. Join then the movement of the love that frees, till people of whatever race or nation will truly be themselves, stand on their feet, see eye to eye with laughter and elation.
You may be seated. In a few moments, Robert Logan will play our postlude, Peter Seeger's If I Had a Hammer. Before he begins, I'd like to invite you to remain seated and breathe with me to these words from His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. As you breathe in, cherish yourself. As you breathe out, cherish all beings.
Just keep cherishing. Hello, everyone. All right. This song is by Pete Seeger, and I'm starting to just kind of discover a lot of these people. So some of you may know who he is, but he was a activist throughout, like from the 50s to like the early 2000s or mid 2000s when he passed away. And so I don't know. This is a song I really like that I found recently by him. I'm going to read a quote from him, and then I'll do the song. So he said, "Dear fellow human beings, mankind does not have another 2,000 years to learn to love his neighbor. We must change the conditions of our life so love flows from it and good humor flows from it, as it would from a happy family. Let us open our eyes and our ears to each other. Let's exchange missionaries with each other back and forth. And so I'm here tonight. The most I can do is sing you some of the songs that I know." So this song is called If I Had a Hammer. If I had a hammer, I'd sing it in the morning. I'd hammer in the evening all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning. I'd hammer out love between my loves and my sisters all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, ring it in the evening, all over this land. I ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning. I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out learning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Well, I got a hammer, and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom. It's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Well, we got a hammer, and we've got a bell, and we've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the hell of freedom. It's love, love, love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Thank you.
We invite you to follow along with the hand gestures, light of truth to the head, warmth of love to the heart, and fire of courage to your fingers. As Cynthia extinguishes our chalice, the words to UU St. Pete's traditional chalice extinguishing are in your order of service and online in the text chat. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of love, or the fire of courage. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world. Our worship is over, but our service now begins. Please join us in coffee hour in Gilmore. And if you see someone not talking to anyone, maybe go up and say hello. We hope this time together will help you through your week and will help you to remember that you are not alone. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry? I mean, it's not a problem. When it got to be every week, that was a problem. Yeah. I'm hoping that this person stays, but I had a talk with Janae, and she doesn't think that they're going to stay on after the summer. Well, she goes back to school, so we'll see. Oh, and I need to end it.